Francis, by the way, beautiful job shooting the movie. I thought it was unbelievable. I'm sorry to follow that with such a goofy question, but I had all these serious questions written down, and I saw you on Fallon last night make a reference to how awkward the kissing scenes were in the film because they said you would chew garlic and onions before the kiss. I don't know if there's any truth behind that.
Smell. I wouldn't say that. I just didn't think so much about the kissing, so I would just kind of eat whatever it was that I wanted to eat.
She'd tell me what she ate, and then
I think that the
usually it was
onions you're
something
referring
horrible.
to was just,
They
I
were
just had a
shallots.
sandwich with mustard and raw onion.
well, no, she'd say it, but then she's like, and I didn't brush my teeth. So.
It's just a fair warning.
Real quick, I love the line that Julianne Moore says in the movie. He says, "There's no progress without compromise." And I thought that was, yeah, there's no progress without compromise. I think it's a brilliant line. I'm wondering for you as actors in this business, how does that apply to you as an actor and taking on movies and having compromises in your own lives?
I mean, I think it's a, there's no, not even progressing, there's no life without compromise. I think in everything you do, there's some sort of compromise. Boy, I mean, I think that for us personally, there's a fairly large sacrifice or compromise that happens with public attention or with a loss of anonymity when you go somewhere. But I don't know. What do you think, Jen?
I mean, the easiest way to say it.
I think you should never compromise your passion.
Yeah.
I think that's a compromise your dignity.
It's a political statement that she's making. If you noticed, it's like, you know, coin is moving from idealism into practicality. So I think it's political rhetoric, actually, to say that there's no progress without compromise. She's saying we are going to compromise, which is maybe a dangerous thing to say.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I've made compromises. I've made sacrifices, and I've had really amazing blessings and wonderful films and movies, but I don't really feel like I've traded something and gotten another, unless you count. Well, no, that's a crude thing to say. But with respect
to a bureaucrat like Snow, compromise is inherent in moves and counter moves. That's part and parcel.
I would say there's no progress without synthesis, as opposed to compromise. Synthesizing the opposite, creating a, you know, kind of, if we want to go there, Hegelian synthesis of two seeming opposite ideas. That's one thing that I think is needed today, because we're being overcome, as Donald is alluding to, by fundamentalism of all stripes, whether it's political, cultural, religious, and there's this lack of desire for synthesizing the other and the other perspective. So if I could adjust that slightly, I would say there's no progress without synthesis.